Hey, what's up, y'all? It's me, Nate Almighty, and I'm back with another Raising Kanan, Season 4, Theory and Prediction video. Shout out to the Global Power Ambassadors in the comments section, man. Hashtag GPA if you hear me. Can you hear me now? Do you hear me knocking? Well, let me in. Today's topic, Unique and Kanan team up after stealing all of Rock's business partners and including all the other hijinks and shenanigans that Unique has been up to. I'm going to explain how this will come full circle with Snaps and Pop, but it begins with Quan. I'm going to explain the conversation that Quan and Unique will have going into episode 6, and also how that leads to him saying, hey, you should deal with Kanan. And also, I'm going to rope in Stefano, and then I'm going to tie everything in with Snaps and Pop by the end of the video, so you guys will understand that Rock is being and will continue to be strategically destroyed and disassembled, and it may just end with everyone telling Kanan that Rock has to go, or with Rock being arrested by the end of the season and fully losing everything. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comment section. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you're new here. Without further ado, let's get to it. All right, now, y'all, let's break it down like this. Now, what I'm basically saying is all of Rock's business associates are liable to turn on her when they find out Unique is still alive, especially if he has more territory in New Jersey to expand the business with. And his connection with Phil Russo, it will get in between what's going to go on with Stefano, and I'll speak on that later, but that makes it even easier for people to work with him still. Speaking of Stefano right now is the only person who has a degree of loyalty to Raquel Thomas, but I'm predicting by episode 8, his fallout with Marvin will put an end to that relationship, with her still owing over $500,000 over the Ronnie kidnapping situation. She will still owe, and Stefano may just raise her bill to $1 million because of whatever's gonna go on with Marvin, okay? Especially if she says, yo, Marvin gotta die. I mean, especially if Stefano says, yo, Marvin gotta die, okay? He made my shit hot, and she says, I want Marvin to live. He's gonna say, well, guess what, bitch? You owe me double of what you already owe me, right? Now, we also know that Kanan's been skimming off the top. My first thought is that he wants to get enough money to where he's gonna run into a plug, right? And get a big shipment so he could be his own man. But here's another question we have to ask. With everything going on with Rock, will we see Kanan pay her debt with his first $1 million? That's just a question for everyone to ponder, but let's keep it going, right? More likely, Rock will have her back against the wall and will then choose to go into WITSEC by the end of the series just to be done with it all. When we pay attention to it, everyone Rock and Kanan has business with has or will have a reason to despise Rock or fear her. And the writers did not have Kanan introduce himself to all these people over Rock's head for no reason. He definitely left an impression on everyone. First off, Snaps and Pop already took a liking to Kanan since last season and want to get him away from Rock already. Hence why Snaps told him, how they see you now is how they're going to see you forever. How do you want to be remembered? And we know what Kanan said. I want to be remembered for being me, not for being Rock's son, okay? That means something, right? Now, I already said what's going to happen with Stefano. But when you look at those two Asian brothers, I forgot their name, DeMarcus, I know you're going to watch this video, bro. Let me know who them two guys are, where the younger brother is on drugs and the other one just got killed by Marvin, right? Because one of those two brothers were, like I said, just killed by Marvin, and the other one will have a gun put in his mouth by Rock, okay? Creating the perfect opportunity for Kanan to come in and take Rock's place as well, okay? That guy is going to be fearful. So if he don't snitch, he's going to be looking to work with someone else who could squash Rock, okay? The only thing is, will Kanan be told to kill Rock in order to inherit her territory? And if so, does he have it in him to pull the trigger? So here's the scenario. Will he kill Rock, which I still feel like it's not in him to do. I don't think he'll ever do it, even though it's possible. I don't feel like he's at least angry enough to do it. So if they say kill Rock, will he say, yo, take some money and go? Or I'm gonna have to kill you? What's going on with that? But now let's talk about how the business relationship with Unique and Kanan is likely to be introduced. Now, we all seen Unique approach Quan the end of episode 5, and we seen him dead to business dealings with Rock earlier in the episode, and how he expressed to Rock how he favored Unique, right? If we paid attention, we know two things for sure by the time they both see each other at the end of episode 5. For one, we know Quan was fond of Unique and preferred him over Rock because of the way he handles his business. Partly, largely in part to the fact that Unique is also a man, right? But we also know for sure that Unique approached Quan with no intent on being violent. There was no malicious intent behind that. Otherwise, he would have snuck up on Quan. He did not sneak up on Quan. He just pulled up, okay? So clearly, before Kanan even gets introduced into their conversation, we know that Unique already had a plan. Now, when Unique and Quan have the talk that we know they will have, at some point we will see Quan express his disdain for Rock. We also know Unique will tell Quan how she linked up with his brother and tried to kill him, even though that's a farce, right? And that she can't be trusted, which is the truth. And that he's back to destroy everything she got going on, and how he wants to kill every member of the Thomas family. Now, Quan will like the sound of that. Quan will also question if Unique has anything to do with the robbery of the Chinese spot and the deaths of Richard and Sonny. And Unique will definitely blame that on Damon, simply calling him a stupid, disgruntled former employee who is just another person who Rock fucked over. Quan has no legit reason to not believe Unique, especially since he already does not like Rock. And now here is where everything else is connected and leads to Rock's downfall and the connection between Unique and Kanan, alright? Quan is in business with Stefano. Stefano is also in business with Snaps and Pop. We know how it's going to go bad with Stefano and Rock very soon because of Marvin. That is a given, okay? Quan will likely tell Unique that he needs some time to consider his options before working with Unique again. And like Russo, he will want to see if Unique can build a team that is formidable first. And before the end of that conversation, he will express his interest in working with Kanan, and he will suggest they sit down and have a talk together, okay? But what's going to eventually bring them together is not just Quan saying this. It's going to be the other people, right, connected to Quan who Kanan already spoke to that also suggest this, right? Stefano may look to Kanan after everything with Marvin and Rock goes up in flames, especially when he finds out that Unique is still alive. And I'm predicting it will be a while if he even finds out that Unique betrayed him with Phil Russo, because he will be focused on other things. He got the police on his head. He's got to deal with the fallout from whatever bad thing happens with early Tyler and Marvin. He's going to have a lot of things to worry about, right? But by the end of the season, all of these people will be looking towards Kanan and Unique, if they know he's alive, to come together and take over all of Rock's territory. Of course, The two men will have to have a conversation and clear some things up. Kanan will definitely make Unique believe he has nothing to do with the attempt on his life, and they will bond over feeling like Rock did them wrong. Only question is, will Kanan convince Unique that Rock didn't try to kill him? He doesn't even know Rock and Unique had a relationship, so it's impossible to tell what direction that will go in. But for sure, at some point they will find it advantageous to work together, with Unique being the connect and next mentor of Kanan, and with Kanan being the face of the operation and having extra ideas that help them grow the business. Part of this deal will include Unique exposing OC so Kanan can kill him. And yes, I'm saying that. In the grand scheme of things, Kanan will get over the fact that Unique hit his spot, because Unique didn't do nothing to destroy Kanan. Kanan still has all of his money. Nobody knows where that is at. He will let it rock because he will look towards the future. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.
Can't teach that shit, nigga. Come on. That's God get that. That's touch my ink. That's on the dome, nigga.